guys, this is Erica Luis A. Susana from BSA2A, and I am here to show you my solution of the accounting problem given to us. Pen and Paper Company began operations on January 1, 2020, authorized for 100,000 ordinary shares of 100 par value and 50,000 cumulative preference shares of 10% 100 par value. The following transactions involving shareholders' equity occurred during the first year of operations. On January 1, issued 10,000 ordinary shares to the promoters in exchange for land valued at $2,500,000 and services valued at $500,000. The property had cost the promoters $1,800,000 3 years before and was carried on the promoters' books at $1,500,000. So my entry for that is, on January 1, debit land for $2 million and organization expense for $500,000. Bakit 2 million? Disregard natin to, ignore natin yung presyong sinabi nila dito kasi we have a fair market value and ang sinasabi sa fair market value is 2,500,000. But since meron tayong services valued at 500,000, ito nga yun, organization expense at 500,000, doon na natin dineduct. And yung ordinary share credit amounting to 1 million because ang in-issue natin ay 10,000 ordinary shares at 10,000 times 100 na par value is 1 million. At ang share premium ordinary natin is 1,500,000 for balancing figure. And on February 20, issued 15,000 preference shares for 120 per share. The entity paid 50,000 to an agent for selling the shares. A entry for that is debit cash 1,750,000, agent fee 50,000. 1,750,000 and 50,000 is 1,800,000. Kasi 15,000 times 120 is 1,800,000. Hindi ko siya diniretso as cash kasi binawas ko pa yung agent fees. So 1,800,000 minus 50,000 is 1,750,000. Credit preference shares at 1,500,000 kasi 15,000 times the par value of preference shares of 100 is 1,500,000 and share premium preference is 300,000 for a balancing figure. And on March 10, sold 25,000 ordinary shares for 260 per share. Issue cost amounted to 200,000. So my entry for that is debit cash for 6,500,000 because 25,000 times 260,500,000 and credit ordinary shares for 2,500,000 because 25,000 times the par value of 100,000 is 2,500,000 and the share premium ordinary is 4 million for the balancing figure. And sinasabi din dito na issue cost amounted to 200,000. So issue cost or expense is amounting to 200,000 debit and credit cash for 200,000. On April 1, sold 20,000 ordinary shares under share subscription at 350 per share. No share certificate are issued until a subscription contract is paid in full. No cash was received. So my entry for that is, on April 1, debit subscription receivable at 7 million because 20,000 times 350 is 7 million. Credit subscribe ordinary share for 2 million because 20,000 times the par value 100 is 2 million. And the share premium ordinary for 5 million for balancing figure. On April 8, reacquire 5,000 ordinary shares at 300 per share. So my entry for that is debit treasury share for 1,500,000 since 5,000 times 300 is 1,500,000 and credit cash for 1,500,000. On July 15, exchanged 12,000 ordinary shares and 20,000 preference shares for a building with a fair value of 7 million. The building was originally purchased for 6,500,000 by the owner and has a carrying amount of 4,800,000. We're going to ignore these prices because we have a fair market value which is 7 million. And in addition, 10,000 ordinary shares were sold for 3 million cash on same date. On July 15, debit building for 7 million and credit ordinary shares for 1,200,000 kasi 12,000 times the par value 100 is 1,200,000. Credit preference shares for 2 million because 20,000 times the par value 100 is 2 million. The share premium for ordinary and preference is distributed by ratio. So the credit share premium ordinary is 2,280,000 and share premium preference is 1,520,000. And on July 20, declare a 2 peso per share cash dividends payable on September 20. So my entry for that is on July 20, debit retained earnings for 214,000 and credit cash dividends payable for 214,000. Kaya siya naging 214,000 kasi pinagsama-sama yung mga shares natin. Hindi na sinabi kung ordinary or preference lang ba. Siguro pinagsama nilang nila kasi parehas naman sila ng par value which is 100. So on July 20, ang preference share na is ng February 20, 15,000. Ng July 15 is 20,000. So a total of preference shares na 35,000. Ang ordinary shares is on January 1, 10,000. March 10, 25,000. April 1 is 20,000. And April 8 is minus 5,000 because of the treasury shares na nag-acquired ulit. At July 15 is 12,000 plus 10,000. So, the total ordinary shares is 72,000 and the total amount of shares is 107,000 and it is times 2 kasi nga ang sabi sa problem 20 ay declare a 2 peso per share, so 214,000. And on August 1, received payments in full for half of the share subscriptions and partial payments on the rest of subscription. Total cash received was 4,500,000. And share certificate were issued for the subscriptions paid in full. So my entry for that is on August 1, debit cash for 4,500,000 and credit subscription receivable for 4,500,000. At sabi din dito ay in-issue na yung share certificate. So ang gagawin is subscribe ordinary share for 1 million, debit and credit ordinary share for 1 million. Bakit 1 million lang? Kasi kalahati lang yung binayaran nila. And on August 5, reissued 2,800 treasury shares at 285 per share. So dahil 285 pesos per share lang at ang pag-measure ng treasury shares ay by cost, which is lugi siya ng 15 pesos per share. So ang entry ko dyan is debit cash for 798,000, debit retained earnings for 42,000, and credit treasury share for 840,000. Bakit retained earnings? Kasi wala tayong share premium treasury na kung saan doon dapat ibabawas yung lugi. So dahil wala tayo nun, we debit retained earnings. Then September 20, paid the cash dividends. My entry for that is on September 20, debit cash dividends payable for 214,000 and credit cash for 214,000. Saan natin ito nakuha? Ito yung entry natin kanina or yung kinumpit natin kanina noong July 20. And next, October 10, received a mobile equipment with a fair value of 500,000 as a donation from the shareholder. Dapat alamin muna natin kung saan galing yung donation. Kasi kung sa ibang tao or outside the company, it should be donated income. And kung galing lang naman sa mga shareholders, it is donated capital. So, in this case, it is from a shareholder. So, my entry for this is on October 10, debit equipment for 500,000 and credit donated capital for 500,000. And on November 8, declare a 2-4-5 share split for ordinary shares. In this case, wala tong entry, kundi memorandum lang kasi as you declared the split up or split down, wala namang nangyayari. So, walang entry doon. Ang mangyayari lang is a memorandum. So, my memorandum for that is on November 8, issued 167,500 share with 40 par value is in exchange for 245 split of 67,000 ordinary share with 100 par value. Paano ko nalaman na 167,500 ang magiging kalalabasan nito at paano ko nalaman na 67,000 ang i-split? So, kinuha ko ang lahat ng ordinary shares. On January 1, 10,000. On March 10, 25,000. July 15, 22,000. And August 1, 10,000. And a total of 67,000. Times 5 because it is 245. So, 335,000 divided by 2 because of these 2 equals 167,500. Ito na yung shares, ordinary shares. At ang par value is 100 kasi sabi dun sa problem kanina is ang par value niya ay 100. Since paliliitin natin yung par value niya, mababaliktad. 100 times 2 is 200 divided by 5 is 40. And on November 15, declare a 20% share dividends on ordinary share payable on December 15. So my entry for that is debit retained earnings for 1,496,000 and credit share dividends payable for 1,496,000. Paano ko nakuha yung 1,496,000? Kinuha ko lahat ng ordinary shares. On January 1, 10,000. On March 10, 25,000. On April 7, 10,000. On April 8, is nagkuha tayo ng treasury shares or nag-acquire tayo ng ordinary shares from our shareholders. So, minus 5,000. July 15, 22,000. August 1, 10,000. And August 5, 2,800. On a total of 74,800. Times 5 is 374,000 kasi nga nag-split tayo kanina divided by 187,000. Ang share dividends ay 187,000 times 20% is 37,400 times the par value 40, 1,496,000. And on December 1, reissue the remaining treasury share at cost. So, ang natitira na lang na treasury share ay 2,200 kasi 5,000 yung treasury shares natin kanina at nag-reissue na tayo noong August 5 ng 2,800. On December 1, debit cash 660,000 and credit treasury share for 660,000 kasi 2,200 times 300, it is always at cost. On December 15, distribute the share dividends. So my entry for that is on December 15, debit share dividends payable for 1,496,000 and credit ordinary shares for 1,496,000. Saan ko ito nakuha? Yung kinompute natin noong nag-declare tayo ng dividends. And lastly, on December 31, net income for the first year of operations was 5 million. My journal for that is on December 31, debit income summary for 5 million and credit retained earnings for 5 million. Requirement number 2 is to prepare a shareholders equity section of the statement of financial position as of December 31, 2020. So para hindi na tayo matagalan sa pagko-compute, nanggawa na ako ng computation. So, itong mga to ay nakuha ko dun sa computation na pinakita ko kanina. Pen and Paper Company Statement of Financial Position as of December 31, 2020, the shareholders' equity. Share capital is 10% cumulative preference share, 100 par, 350 shared issued and outstanding, amounting to 3,500,000. Share premium preference is amounting to 1,820,000. Ordinary shares 40 par, 167,500 shares issued and outstanding, amounting to 8,196,000. Share premium ordinary amounting to 14,580,000. Subscribe ordinary share for 1 million less subscription receivable for 2,500,000 is 1,500,000 negative. The total share capital is 26,596,000 and the retained earnings is 3,298,000 and the total shareholders equity amounting to 29,894,000. Thank you, yun lang.